ready, 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 ready.
Are you ready?
100%. I said, oh, do you wanna take it slow? No. Show. Ready. Okay. Welcome to the 17th episode of
Already?
Imagine.
Whoa.
I keep going.
Why do we do it still?
We're almost legal.
17.
Yes, which I had to clarify for, the guys who are doing the Chief Justice interviews where they think that minors can consent. Adulthood is still the age of 18 in the country of Kenya. This is beside the point. I'm
Welcome
Abby.
to the channel. This is Abigail and Abigail.
This is Frank.
Frankly, that's not me.
Frankly speaking, I think you're incorrect.
Frankly speaking, I'm not Frank. Welcome to the show.
Are you finished?
No, I'm on you.
Oh my god. I don't know. I walked into that one. So, today on the show, I want to talk about a book I am reading. The book is called Traveling While Black.
By Nanjala Nyabola.
Essays inspired by a life on the move.
She's a dope writer.
So dope.
And I know her personally.
Wow.
Knew her personally. You know, I'm a big guy. Who's in your TV. Hey, big deal. I knew her a long time ago.
Big deal. Nanjala is amazing. She's a writer and political analyst from Nairobi, Kenya. She publishes both academic research and political commentary on various issues, including politics, technology, feminism, and migration. A constant traveler, at the time of writing, she had visited over 70 countries across 4 continents. As you can tell, I'm reading directly from the back of the book, which I bought from my own bookstore, Rugano Books, which you can find on Instagram and Twitter at Rugano Books. How many countries have you been to?
1, 2.
Wait, are we counting Kenya like the country we're in?
No.
It doesn't count? If you've only been to Kenya, so you can say you've been to one country because you've been to the country, even if you were born in it.
You were born.
Yeah, but being born is being born into a state of being.
It's like saying you choose to breathe oxygen. You just do.
No.
It's not your choice.
It's not your choice, but by being born into a state of being, you have been to the country.
You haven't been to the country. You are the country.
But you've even been around the country.
You're the country.
But that's like saying I can't say that I have been around. I've been to Mombasa. I've been to different from where I was born, right?
You've been to Mombasa.
There's different places in Kenya that I think it should count. I think Kenya should count as somewhere you've been to.
So
even if it's where you are.
2, Kenya, Tanzania. I've been to Turkey.
Do you count airports?
Yeah.
Even if you don't leave the airport?
Kinda. It's like a half a point.
It's like half a point.
You meet the people.
Yes, you meet the people and you interact with them. Although airport people are different. Turkish airport people are horrible.
They're the worst.
I hear the Turkish people, though, are amazing.
Is there any other? I've been to Tanzania and Uganda. Oh, those. So 5.
Turkey, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, and Japan!
Turkey, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Japan.
I really want to go to Japan.
It's a great country.
I really, 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 really want to go.
In fact, I really, really, really want to go too.
Yeah. And not just because of their soap operas, although that's a very large part of...
I mean, Japan has one of the largest entertainment ecosystems in the world.
Which is so interesting.
It's wild. And they create a lot of stuff.
They create a lot. And it's all
kinds of stuff. And a lot of good stuff.
But there's a lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. You know how you're producing...
Stuff.
Yeah, there's so much stuff.
But I feel like they don't have a lot of bad stuff because... Let me finish. The bad stuff is made that way for an audience.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's this show on Netflix, guys, called Real Love. It's so messy. Fuck! So the premise is everyone who comes on the show has a really big secret. And every episode, someone's big secret is revealed. So it's like, I've been in jail, or I'm a sex addict, or I'm really a celebrity. It's really... Okay, it's difficult to watch because of 2 things. It's really, really exaggerated. Of course it's exaggerated. Just listen to the premise, number 1. Number 2, and this sounds terrible, they don't look like the Japanese people in soap operas. I'm just saying, you know how in soap operas the guys wear lip gloss? No, they're not extra filtered. You know how people in TV shows are extra filtered? Real Love is not filtering. You will see all the broken teeth. It's very interesting. And I think they do that a lot with British TV too. You know how a lot of people say British people have generally bad teeth? You know that thing? You know that
I mean, they do.
Yeah, but you don't see that in the TV shows. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily translate.
They all look like they went to Hollywood.
Yeah. So they show you the real people, which is
the real Japanese people.
The real Japanese people.
Yeah, they definitely don't look like they do in soaps.
Yeah,
they look TikTok, like people. Hey, this is one of the greatest things that I discovered when traveling is that always travel with someone who knows, so that you can see more. So that you can understand better.
I completely agree with this, which is why a lot of the time I really usually only travel to places that have people who I know. The exceptions to this rule, wow, am I lying? Wait, hold on. I tried to. I didn't know anyone in Cuba. I didn't know anyone in Greece. And I didn't know anyone in Barcelona. And Barcelona was a solo trip. And it was bad. But I generally try and move into apartments that have people I know and countries that people I know. Like, I would rather do that than go to a random strange place. I just want, like, if you're trying to immerse yourself, obviously you can't do it in a week of holiday.
No.
But, like, it would be really amazing to go and experience as close to the real experience as you can.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Japan so bad, guys. So bad. It's
a great trip.
So far, I've identified a person in China. We're close enough. Oh, no, I know someone who lives in Japan. I don't know if she'll accept me. Anyway, that's not the point. I'll show up.
You know, I know enough people that can. Like, if you want to hook up,
we'll go.
But also, it's Japan. It's like the gangsters don't even think about foreigners like targets. They're like, you're a foreigner.
Yeah.
As you're gangsters for Japanese people.
I'm so ready, like the Yakuza.
Yeah. You walk down the streets, no one gives a fuck.
Yakuza's only ride Yamahas.
Nah.
So
they drive expensive cars.
I'm going to stop. In this book, I have been to. We're counting Kenya and airports, right?
Airports as a half. So let's not count airports.
Okay. Let's not count airports?
If you didn't leave the terminal, let's not count airports.
Fine. Okay. So,
really? You didn't even have a snack.
Okay, and then if we're...
in a restaurant.
In America, do we count America as a whole or every state as a country?
No, America as a whole. We're not validating the whiteness.
Validating their whiteness. No one's using miles on this podcast.
Yeah,
what the
fuck?
Fuck. Okay.
We only use feet. Or the Kamba phraseology that says, no, that's the only measurement we accept here because it's a Kenyan podcast.
Okay, but okay.
Tuko karibu, the only unit of measurement.
Okay, so
the states can be individual, but America is a country.
America is a country, but the states. So do I count the states?
Count the country. Then we'll move on.
Okay. America.
That's one.
Yeah, that's one.
That's two.
Kenya and America. Oh, yes, thank you. Kenya. No, I was trying to move across the... Okay, Sawa. Kenya, America, Cuba. Kenya, America, Cuba, Tanzania, Uganda, Egypt, South Africa, Greece. You said we don't count the airport if it's Turkey.
If you don't leave the terminal.
Okay, I didn't leave the terminal in Turkey. The UK. I mean England.
Those are all individual countries.
Scotland. Spain.
I've lost count by the way.
I'm at 11.
Okay.
Okay, so France, technically, I left the terminal because the terminal that I needed to get out of the train, I had to walk. I had to get out.
I mean. Listen,
I had to leave. I walked out. I met a very cute French guard. I still have his number. His name was Papi.
The brown dude.
Which brown dude?
You told me he was a big African
dude. That dude, yeah.
Decent guy.
Papi.
I
met Papi outside. He walked me to what is that train station called? No, Nord
Charles
something.
de Gaulle.
Not even Charles de Gaulle. That's the main airport. I can't remember what it's called. That one. And then took me. I had to go down, something like that, and then like walk down to the train. So I left. I left it.
I mean, you were still in the station.
No, I wasn't. I had to get out of the station and then go in, like across. Like outside, he had to walk me to go to another station. Like it wasn't an airport where it's a terminal to a terminal. Like I left.
Like you were.
Like I had to buy a ticket to come back inside.
You were in the city.
I was on the pavement.
So that was inside the complex.
So 12. And then I think the Netherlands is the last one.
It's not a competition, right?
For me, I think I compete against myself. I'm just like, have I done enough? As soon as the pandemic opens up, I'm out. this bitch. Okay, so Netherlands is Dubai also.
Yes,
UAE.
you did.
Okay, so 14. Wow, that's more than I thought it was gonna be. So 14. If we count states though.
We don't.
Okay, so 14.
America is full of nonsense. We're not gonna
14
add
and a
their
half.
nonsense.
We're adding Turkey. 14 and a half.
To Nini. Anyway, yeah.
And I want to do more. So Nanjala has been to 70, which is amazing and is a great feat. And there's a part. So these are memoirs based on her travel life, and so I find it very hard to read nonfiction books. I need stories, so it's taken me like unnaturally, unseasonably long to finish this.
Did you see how quickly I read? Because it was just like, yeah, this is my shit. I like things like this.
I can't do it.
I like. Okay, maybe I just like how she writes.
Maybe you like how she writes.
Ooh, fiction.
I'm really.
I really hate it because with film,
serious?
With film, I can always tell immediately if the first 10 seconds of credits roll, I know what kind of movie quality I'm going to get. And if it's not the first 10 seconds, it's the first 10 minutes. If it's not the first 10 minutes, like there's a cutoff point where I won't feel cheated that I wasted my time doing this thing. And some of these fiction authors are so unnecessarily verbose and convoluted in their ideas, and they try to write in such an interesting way to make their things, and it's just like, you're not telling me the story. You're not. I'm saying the reason why I don't fuck with fiction is because they're not as created as they think they are, and they can say what they're trying to say without being
self-important. Exaggerated.
But just tell me the things, man.
So even fiction, and so now I hear what you're saying about fiction writers, especially the ones who try to like complicate their writing. So with non-fiction, I feel like non-fiction complicates the writing unnecessarily if you're just telling me the truth. See, non-fiction, you're just telling me the truth.
Just tell me the truth.
Just tell me the truth. Like, I don't know why we have to. I feel so.
And that's why even when it goes to non-fiction, I'm like philosophy and then just things that are factual. I like to read manuals, instructions.
The last time I actively read non-fiction was like
reports.
And this, I know how this sounds, but Ben Carson, Gifted Hands and Think Big, that shit was lit. It was so lit. I almost wanted to be a neurosurgeon. Wasn't it fiction?
Because it painted the guy like
that's why I liked
a stable, normal human.
I know. Maybe that's why I liked it. I find fiction hard to read. I find non-fiction hard to read. I read Losing My Virginity, I think. The one by Richard Branson. That was pretty good. I've been trying to get through the
playing on words.
Yes. I tried to read The God Delusion. It's actually still somewhere in my nini. By Doop Doop Doop.
I've never
Richard
heard of
Dawkins.
Doop Doop.
He's really great. I think you'd like him.
Sounds like my kind of writer.
As you can tell from his
Straight
name,
to the point.
Doop Doop Doop. You're so foolish. I was trying to get there before you. I can't stand you. I read a really good memoir, actually, another travel memoir. I'm sensing a pattern here, by Zuki Swawarner, which the bookstore also stocks, called Hardly Working. It's a travel memoir. That was really good also. That's actually probably my favorite book of hers. Anyway, so because Nanjala has traveled to so many countries, she also talks a lot in the book about her experiences to getting to those countries. And of course,
being that she's black and a woman.
Exactly.
A female black person traveling in this world.
And so obviously the first step to going most places, if you have a Kenyan passport, is getting a visa. Guys, I don't know how it was for you with Japan.
It was great because, we went with my lecturer, Sensei Nakamura. What's up, son?
Is he still there? Can we call him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's why I told you I got you.
Now you got me. All right.
Yeah.
He was cool in school.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He's a very cool dude. So, because he's Nakamura, this is, those people that you meet and they could be anywhere in the world and they'd be the same person and they'd have the same life because they just love people and interacting and learning and just helping. He's a weirdly nice dude. It was very refreshing. Anyway, this dude, as likable as he is, he's known at the embassy. So he just called the consular and was like, yeah, get these guys visas. We're traveling on Friday. We got visas on Monday. We're traveling on Friday.
This is the kind of power I need.
And Japan is not.
It's not those
place.
countries.
Yeah.
It's really not.
It's
because
not that place.
You know how there's certain countries that you go to where the visa process is so extra. Number one, it makes you feel like not going. Number two, they have like this coalition of countries that are especially hard to get visas from. And one of those is Japan. The other ones are like, I want to say the US, the UK, Japan. I think it's Ireland. I can't remember if it's North or South. Which one am I saying? North Ireland is really hard to get into. And then a fifth one that I can't remember. And so a lot of places in Europe, for example, at the airport. So one of the reasons why the people at the Turkish airport are so mean is because a lot of people pass through Turkey. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest international, transit points. And so they're especially mean at immigration because they're trying to stop other countries who have weaker immigration protocols from allowing, because they're so big, right? But also, if you get a visa from now one of those 5, it's a lot easier for... It's South Ireland? Okay. So which one is Republic of Ireland and then... South. The South is the Republic of Ireland.
Northern is UK.
Okay. So Northern Ireland is in the UK. And the
Republic Northern Ireland and the Great Britain.
Okay. So Northern Ireland, the capital is... Okay, the Republic of Ireland, the capital is Dublin.
Yes.
Okay.
And the Republic of Ireland is the one that's really hard to get into, and it's not part of the UK.
Yes.
The Northern
Those are my
Ireland
niggas.
is part of... Yes. And the capital is?
Because even Scotland was like, yeah, the UK was great,
Belfast.
but nah.
Belfast, thank
Belfast.
you. Belfast, Ireland. Okay.
Anyway, before you continue,
yeah.
I feel like saying coalition means that they've cooperated. I think the Japanese are just those guys.
It's just like, they're just careful generally.
They have the lowest rate in the world of immigration. I think it's something like 89 or 93% of the people in Japan are Japanese. And I don't mean Japanese. There's hundreds of millions of people in Japan.
And
most of them are Japanese. That doesn't happen anywhere else in the world.
Unless they're like actively trying to, like in Argentina, where they kill all the black people.
They didn't kill the black people, but they just stopped. No black people, yeah. They just stopped because they have this big thing about culture and tradition and preserving it at all costs, and they really take it seriously.
They do.
So even a thing like putting chopsticks in your bowl is taboo.
They have a lot of taboo. Okay, the soap operas make it look like they have a lot of taboos.
They have a lot. They have a lot. But the point is, they've tried to protect their island and their nation from the outside. And
I mean, the outside isn't that great, to be honest.
I can't blame them.
Yeah.
Because also they have some dope shit. And when white people find dope shit, they fuck it up.
And that's the reason why, like, the first black Japanese things are also, like, kind of a big deal. So, like, Naomi Osaka and the first Japanese black model. Samurai, Yasuke, yes. And the model. Yasuke, sorry. Wow, utanipatia lessons. Kabla niende arigato.
Domo.
Oh gosh, this is so hard.
You even have the sounds.
I do? I do. Hi.
Hi. Domo.
So, getting visas is...
It's a bitch.
It's a bitch. Oh my god.
To say the least.
To say in the very fucking least. And it's so unfair. So I'm just going to read a paragraph real quick. And then we can like discuss.
She's really good at writing.
She's really good at writing. So she's just been rejected for a visa in this paragraph. So she says, as I drive the 45 minutes back to my office, I catch myself in the subtle act of qualifying why I am a good migrant and why what the consul did is fundamentally unfair. I am playing the game. I am qualifying my humanity on the basis of hurdles of worthiness put in place by governments to slow down black and brown bodies racing towards the opportunity that these countries believe they offer. Do you know who I am? Is my first instinct. And I act on it, but I quickly catch myself thinking, does it matter who I am? What if I am a nobody? What if I am just an ordinary young woman with no antecedents to recommend herself to another country, and I just want to go there? Why must I crouch low and bow subserviently to be considered worthy to enter? Why must I play the game? Oh my gosh. It's, the game of visa application, it makes you feel servile. It makes you feel like you've been thrown back to colonial times. Actually, that's not accurate because visas didn't exist in colonial times because we could move anywhere we wanted. Like, we didn't have Sijui Kipande passes to have to go from anywhere to anywhere. So that's inaccurate. If you really look at the history of visas, which she breaks down in her book as well, we really only needed visas to the UK starting in the year 97. That's literally when we were alive. Like we were talking about this. We could remember what we were doing.
We could have made money, bought tickets, and gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been like some young genius shit, but...
I know, but we have young Black African genius. It's entirely possible. It's crazy to me that in the last literally 20 years, this has become this fundamental fake construct of which people are allowed in and out of countries with imagined borders, especially colonial powers who like have the audacity to be like, you can't come to our country, even though we came to yours and built our country on your backs.
That's what I was going to say. Is like they're acting like they're protecting opportunity because they stole that opportunity from us.
All of it.
And that opportunity is all the resources that they continue to pillage.
Yeah.
Pillage!
And it's like, you can't tell.
Shish.
You can't tell from documents who can and can't, or who should and shouldn't come into and out of your country. Because, listen, one thing I will say about Kenyans, we can fake literally anything. My dude, if you need my 3-month bank statement, my uncle Nani from Nani will put money in my account. And see what you want to see is money in my account. Sawa.
And that's how it's actually done.
And that's how it's done. So why are we acting like this is actually true? Oh my gosh. So I've been rejected for visas. Let me see. I was rejected for US the first time I applied. I was rejected for Cuba the first time I applied. I think that's all of them. If I can remember. There's a country I forgot to add. Ethiopia. Sorry, I forgot. Silly me. 15! Anyway, it's a competition with myself. When I was rejected for a visa the first time in my life, I felt like shit. It felt like these people were saying I'm literally not human and I'm not worth going into the country and I should stay in like my little shithole country because I'm not deserving.
You will devalue their country.
You will devalue their country, which makes you now feel like you're valueless. That shit
or something.
Like I was walking out of the embassy
like you're gonna break it. It's like fuck, man.
I was walking out of the embassy like tearing and like crying, you know, because I was like, I presented myself in a sensible manner. And then you know what hurts the most? I'm not trying to stay in your fucking country.
No one wants to be there. I
don't want to stay in America. I've never and I understand, of course. Again, this is from a position of privilege where I legit I'm not interested in staying in a country where I have even less power than I have here. Like I don't want to.
Likely to die at any moment.
Yeah, and so the rejection kind of makes me feel like, so now you're also saying, not only am I valueless, I'm a liar. Because you think I want to stay. Like, you think I haven't shown you cause to stay.
You know, that's the funny thing I've always seen. Like, these places want us to jump through all these hoops. Like, we're trying to go and do some shit in their country. And the irony of that is that they're the ones who should be jumping through hoops because consistently and without fail, they've been coming to our countries, doing some dumb shit, and then fucking off because the restrictions on their travel are limitless.
Yeah.
Are limited. They have limited restrictions.
Yeah.
And they can get into anywhere they want to go. And I'm talking literally about the people with the passports. You know the passports.
Those passports. Must be nice. I think it's also...
short of Japan, I don't think anybody else has any moral leg to... Yeah, it's like, why am I going to America? So I can experience retail?
Of course, Japan.
Great.
And McDonald's dollar menu.
That's 1 week.
To be fair, McDonald's dollar menu.
That's 1 week.
It's quite...
I'll go where the black people are, because you know black people stay lit.
Like New Orleans.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Florida.
And the irony is also like you guys came and colonized our country.
You came and did the things that you're afraid we're going to do,
which we're not interested in doing now. But
and if we were, we could, as black people of the world,
because we're more. Anyway, but this is my thing. Also.
But we're not going to.
You came, you colonized, and then you were like, I mean, yeah, we're here, but you know our country is so great. We're the height of civilization.
We're the best. Fanciest.
And
look at
my teeth. You've been telling us this for 100 years, and then you expect we don't want to come.
Yeah, that was actually Russell Peters' joke.
It was?
Yeah.
You can't come to Africa and be like...
You've been telling me...
Yeah.
Hey, listen, this is how he says it.
That's where I've seen
it. You've been telling me that Great Britain is so great, I came to see for myself.
Oh, yes, the Indian colony. Okay, so I must have watched that skit then, because I don't remember watching Russell Peters. But, like... Number one, you guys have been doing it. Number two, you've been saying how great your country is. Why would you not think that we want to come? And number three, so much of our systemic structural problems are literally were literally started and continue to be perpetuated by institutions that you guys brought here. And then
that still exists to this day.
So now when there's inequity and inequality and we're trying to find a better place to go, after bringing the thing to us, you won't let us? Because, so for example, our constitution, a lot of it, before we did the referendum, most of it is based on like stuff we got from.
That. All of it was based on the British
and then
constitution.
we did it was. And then we did the little referendum thing, and then so there's bits of it changed. So like largely, still pretty much most of it, right, is we inherited.
And that's the constitution, and we're forgetting.
Even our legal system, our penal codes.
And the funny thing is, the thing I learned from a lawyer friend of mine a few years ago is that if we don't change it, it stays that shit. So there's things that were illegal in Britain in 1915
that are
still illegal here.
But they're not illegal there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But because we don't have... This is why I think sometimes it's better to scrap that whole shit and just write our own. But hey, that time has passed.
I mean, there's some good things. Obviously, in anything, there's going to be a couple of good things, and we can keep the good things, which is why I guess the point of the constitutional referendum was, right? But my point is, you've put systems in place that were directly inherited from you. You continue to give us loans that keep us in a certain amount of debt,
and
blah, blah, blah. So
exploit.
Not only did you bring the systems, you continue to maintain the systems, and then you get surprised when, because people are looking for better opportunities, they come to your country. Like,
where you took the opportunities too.
Hey guys, I don't know.
You guys are selling high tea, English high tea. Do you know there's not a single leaf, not a single one that grows in England?
I know, right?
Pakistani tea.
We export it and then we export it and then we ship it back in.
Ethiopian.
Even in Starbucks, with the elephant, which people.
It's fucking wild. They oppress us and take all the things that would make our lives better, and then they wonder why we want to make our lives better.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you think you're the only ones who like nice things.
And then get surprised when you want to make our lives better. That's a quotable quote right there. There's a part over here that says, this is from the book again. For single Nigerian women to travel to Thailand, they must provide a letter from their father authorizing their trip. For Kenyans to enter Canada, they must provide proof of wealth, which is most places. Then there are the interviews, an intricate dance where you don't want to seem too subservient, but you might miss out on your visa if you aren't subservient enough. The entire edifice is built to remind people of their place in the constructed hierarchies of the world. Yani, Jaro's a third world. If you are in the third world, you cannot forget that you are in the third world, guys. Like, in case you are wondering.
But also, that's an expression of imperialism still that exists to this day. It's like they built this system, colonialism I'm talking about, and then when it was no longer palatable to most of the world, they said, nah, let's abolish it. We were just kidding.
Yeah,
and then now it's called visas.
Yeah.
Now it's called all these fucking travel restrictions.
Neo-imperialism!
They just changed the stripes, but it's still a fucking tiger eating us from the bowels up while we're still alive.
It's true. And actually, there's also an interesting line that she says in terms of like how we can change this. Like, we all know that this is a thing, but how is it going to change? She says she actually hasn't figured it out either. She says the challenge is, how do we call out the injustices if those who have a measure of privilege, either a platform or access, don't speak up about it? At the time of writing this, I still haven't figured out how to do that. I keep coming back to the fact that if they wanted to, most of the countries that have in place these tyrannical visa regimes could actually make them, at the very least, more affordable, and if not more affordable, at least more transparent. But that would require a significant amount of solidarity and scrutiny from citizens of those countries for them to be willing to see the struggles of people on the other side of the world through a justice lens rather than an entitlement lens. People would have to accept that their passport privilege, which exempts them from these visa regimes, is nothing more than an accident of birth. But maybe that's why they fight so hard to protect it, because it is in fact built on such fickle ground. Yeah. For the visa system to be truly reformed, the vast majority of the world's population would have to accept fundamental equality with people from other parts of the world, a proposition that goes completely against the core propositions of their myths of political exception.
Basically, if we want the visa needs to be uniform in the world, people need to look at people in the world like they're human.
Equal and human.
Because that's what equal is. Because people are treated like shit.
Yeah.
Especially if you're brown or black.
Yeah.
Treated like garbage and dehumanized and subhumanized, and like dogs are even accorded more grace than human beings in some places.
In the cabins. They get
and I'm just like, the world will have to accept that everybody is human, and that means that we are all the same.
Yeah,
and we are all worth a human life.
And that is something that needs to go across many things, not just visas.
That's what I was saying. I told you earlier. Like that hypothesis, that premise, that solution can be applied to life in general, because we find people every day in positions of privilege. What did we say when our guy was being elected? That guy is rich. He's not going to steal. The people in privileged positions don't want to change anything. And therefore, even to the minutiae of a visa is not a policy we can change, because we have to change the whole thing. We have to change the whole thing or none of it, because you can't. It's a fucking hydra, and right now it's like at 1,000 million heads.
Fucking hydra.
You need to cut off the entire neck, not a head. Just decapitate all heads at once. Cut from the shoulders.
Hail Hydra! Bye Hydra.
Bye Hydra. Then we can start talking about people, changing and things being better for everybody in the world. But no one wants that, because the system is built for certain people to profit.
Yeah, and you're benefiting from being at the top.
Yep.
Guys, tell us your visa experiences.
What's your travel?
What's your travel experiences been like? What have your visa experiences been like? Where have you been? Which ones are nice? And do you know people in countries that I would want to go to?
There's an article. Remember the article that was like 100 places Kenyans can go without a visa?
76, yes. And one of them is the home country of our queen, Rihanna.
Oh, Barbados! Okay, so Barbados, we gotta go. We gotta leave. See you guys in Barbados. When me and Rihanna get married, you know where you heard it first.
She is still single.
Hey, we don't even need to get married, because I don't believe in that shit.
Oh, next episode. Oh no, we have a man. Alright guys, let us know. See you next episode. /in Barbados.
Hey, doses.